Welcome back to the news at 10. Now we have a bit more on the Akwa Ibom Elections Petitions Tribunal, which has given the All Progressives Congress a 4-day extension to inspect election materials. Let's just see how it all played out.
Fresh from the public holiday, the Akwa Ibom State Tribunal settled down to business. At the sitting, the All Progressive Congress complained about the difficulty in carrying out the inspection of the election materials. The party says in spite of the orders of the court, the Independent National Electoral Commission made it impossible for the party officials to continue the inspection and therefore demanded for an extension of time. However, the governor of Akwa Ibom State, the People's Democratic Party and the Independent National Electoral Commission opposed the application on the grounds that the facts were not rightly stated by the All Progressive Congress and its candidates. The party, through its lawyer, Tayo Oyetibo, urged the courts to refuse the application, except the petitioners come on the strength that the inspection could not be carried out during the public holiday.
It's common ground. It was common ground that the people were not available during the holidays. And so the court had no difficulty in allowing us to have the benefit of those days that were lost.
If you are indulged because you were not diligent in doing what you ought to do, then of course it would look as if the court should not really give you that kind of discretion. But in this instance, we all agreed the court has the powers, and if the court exercises those powers in their favor, and given the fact that we don't lose anything strictly speaking, we support what the court says.
We took the view that if you come to court to ask for extension of time to take a step, you should be forthright in what you present to the court. And that's exactly what the point we were making. At the end, we eventually considered to them that they can have more time. But it's always good to say it as it is. And that's what exactly we are trying to put across to the court.
Earlier at the proceedings, the All Progressive Congress presented some of its witnesses who alleged that there were hijacking of election materials, in some cases before the election commenced, and in others after the voting process by top members of the ruling party in the state, rendering the process inconclusive. Out of its over 800 witnesses, the party has only been able to present 16. Amaka Ukafo, Channels Television News.
To some health matters now. An effective center for disease control in Nigeria with regional sub-centers that can help with disease surveillance in the country is one of the ways to prevent and control epidemics. The submission is part of the outcome of the just concluded meeting of Nigerian physicians in the Americas. Our correspondent Yomi Otaigbe reports.
The 2015 annual convention of the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas, AMPA, has come and gone, but the 3-day discussions on disease control and healthcare delivery during conflicts have produced recommendations. The way forward, based on the lessons learned from the Ebola outbreak in Nigeria, is documented in a communique. Part of the suggestions include the need for government at all levels in Nigeria to establish standards and training on clinical quality and governance in all healthcare institutions and provide necessary equipment to ensure quality clinical practice in the country.
There should be no steps left unturned. We should never go back to slumber. And I think this is the message this whole convention is all about.
On its part, the association made 5 commitments. Top on the list is to sign a memorandum of understanding with First Consultant Medical Center Lagos to enable AMPA physicians provide specialty services at the hospital, which has been commended for its high clinical quality that help nip in the bud the spread of the Ebola virus in Nigeria. AMPA is also to help equip the Adadevo Library at the hospital with books that are related to clinical quality. In addition, the association is to assist in ensuring Nigeria has an effective center for disease control.
It starts with the government putting the necessary epidemiological infrastructure to make sure that we can actually contain a disease when it arrives, and that means setting up a center for disease control, even though the structure has been started, but it's not yet operational. And then also equipping not just at the federal level, but making sure that the state level and the primary care level in the local governments are very functional.
Top officials of the Association of Nigerian Physicians in the Americas are looking forward to the achievement of some of these recommendations and commitments before the association's next convention in 2016. Yomi Otaigwe reporting for Channels Television News.
A combined team of security operatives have recovered about 800 livestock from rustlers in Brainstorm local government area of Kaduna State, and that's in northwest Nigeria. The security agents also killed 3 people and arrested 9 suspected cattle rustlers during a raid of the forest, which is until now served as a criminal hideout in the area.
For more than 2 years, the Brainstorm local government area of Kaduna State has lived in fear of armed bandits and cattle rustlers who have terrorized the indigents, carting off property and livestock, and leaving human casualties in their wake. But today, there is jubilation following the successful campaign of a combined team of security operatives who caught 9 of the suspected bandits. 3 others, unfortunately, were killed in an exchange of gunfire. The governor of Kaduna State, Nasir El-Rufai, is here to see things for himself.
So far here we have 700, we've recovered 728, 127 rams, 728 heads of cattle, 127 rams and 1 donkey, and a few arrests have been made. And some of the bandits that were armed and were shooting have been killed. The Nigerian Army, one div, led by, the operation is led by Brigadier J.S. Malu, will be briefing on the military side of the operations from time to time.
The governor and leader of this task force, Captain Uja, are hopeful that the joint operation comprising the Army, Air Force, the police and other security outfits will culminate in the stamping out of banditry and cattle rustling in the area.
We are very proud of the work done by the Nigerian Armed Forces, the police and other security agencies in trying to contain this problem. It has lingered for too long, and I'm happy that finally it is being addressed.
Similar joint operations have been constituted in Sokoto, Zamfara, Katsina and Kebbi states in the northwest of the country and Niger State in the north central, where the problem seems to be prevalent.
And to this sad news just coming in, scores of people are reported to have died in Gombe State after 4 bombs went off at separate locations in the state capital. Confirming the incident, spokesman of the State Police Command said several people died in multiple blasts that occurred at a motor park. This latest blast comes just a week after twin blasts hit the central market, killing 50 people. Although no group has claimed responsibility for the attacks, they bear the hallmarks of the Boko Haram sect. Well, from there, let's move on to something a bit more cheerful. Here's Adeshawa Josh with business news.
First Bank. You first.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Business News. I am Adeshawa Josh. Well, Nigeria's anti-corruption campaign has moved into the financial services sector as the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, alongside the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, CIBN, have outlined new strategies on how to curb corruption in financial institutions across the country. The plan will involve training and equipping professionals in the banking sector on how to detect and report all fraudulent transactions to the relevant institutions. ICPC and CIBN officials who spoke at a meeting in Abuja agreed that the nation could not achieve any meaningful development if cases of fraud were not addressed. And the bear staged a comeback at the Nigeria equities market as the all-share index shed 0.21%, driving the year-to-date losses to about 9.8%. Tempula Shaju has more.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. The Nigerian stock market retreated from previous session's gains as the all-share index shed 0.21% to close at 31,267.51 points, driving the year-to-date losses to about 9.8%. The price gainers today were led by PZ, 7up, and Better Glass. And PZ appreciated 2 naira 12 kobo, 7up gained 1 naira 85 kobo, while Better Glass share price went up 1 naira 79 kobo. On the laggards list, Nestle share price dipped 6 naira 93 kobo. Total got 1 naira 95 kobo, shaved off its share price, while ETI shares went down 1 naira 3 kobo. And UBA topped the volumes chart with 69.4 million shares traded ahead of Union Diagnostic Clinical Services record of 50 million units, while Transcorp crunched 37.6 million units of shares. And when trading crossed the finish line, a total of 329.2 million shares had been exchanged in 4,457 deals for a value of 2.58 billion naira. And that does it on the Stock Market Report. I'm Temple Ashaju.
Thanks a lot, Temple. Well, you can now download a new app called the Slot Mobile application. It is brought to you by Slot Systems Limited, a leading mobile phone outlet. The application will enable you to get real-time information about the company's offerings, among other things, in real time. And Slot Systems also unveiled its online platform, slot.ng, at a ceremony recently in Lagos. Our correspondent, Olu Phillips, reports.
It's a day of celebration and a day the management, friends, and partners of Slot Systems will remember for a long time. Slots is bringing to their customers, real and potential, a new app called Slot Mobile application. This application, they say, is strategic as internet penetration continues to grow.
The online store is not just an alternative with the shop. Rather, it is an extension of what we have in our physical store. We provide platform for the OEMs to push their products. We provide platform for the telcos to sell their data. And we also provide platform for consumers to buy their smartphones.
Slot NG and Slot Mobile application, when downloaded, allows you an interface with several original equipment manufacturers, telecoms, and the shop floor experience of slot services.
There are crazy deals that will be coming out. When we say crazy deals, some of them may be as low as great as 50-60%, but those deals may be exclusive only to the app. So that's another reason to download the app.
She no come for the money, yo. She come for the money, yo. Let's go now. Let's break it down now.
For us, our app is unique because we can sell all our products through the app. We can sell all our services through the app, especially the phone screen insurance.
I'm so happy. Even from yesterday, people have been calling. You understand? They're all excited that Slot is into this. And I know that God and His mercy will lead us through.
According to management, the entire concept is a derivation of the customer-centric orientation, strong after-sales support, and the huge opportunity Nigerian space provides. So, in addition to a growing application list, this is one more you need to download. Olu Phillips, Channels Television News.
First Bank Holdings PLC has announced a positive first half 2015 earnings showing headline revenue growth to 132.7 billion naira from 115.2 billion naira in the same period of 2014. In a statement released today to the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the holding company reports a profit before tax at 52.1 billion naira in the first 6 months, while net profit comes in higher at 40.1 billion naira during the period. The ICPC Holdings result was the first positive earnings from the financial services sector of the stock market since the current reporting season began about 2 weeks ago. Well, that's business news tonight. The news at 10 continues in a moment.
First Bank. You first.
Still ahead on the news at 10, former winners Dolphins and Heartland crash out of this year's Federations Cup, and that's on sports. You stay with us.